Roya Nikkhah, and I've broken some of the biggest stories on the British royal family. In May 2016, Harry gave me his first ever exclusive newspaper interview. And the former Playboy prince revealed that he was having some romantic issues. Harry told me how difficult it was for him to meet somebody. He couldn't just go down to the pub and talk to girls like other people. So he hoped that someone might slip into his life.
The most modern? I mean, we can't get away from that.
I think it is the most modern royal wedding we've ever seen, and certainly the most modern royal bride we've ever seen. She's going to be walking herself up the aisle part of the way in a week of twists and turns. I mean, that's a moment we're all really looking forward to.
Roya Nikkhah is a royal correspondent for the Sunday Times. She's at Buckingham Palace and joins us with more on the story. Roya, really good to see you. I was looking forward to talking to you.
Good morning, Gail. It's always good to chat to you. And it's interesting that you say that he was very complimentary about Her Majesty the Queen. And yes, he was. And Meghan, you know, was very affectionate towards her too. But in those extra clips that you aired yesterday, Harry did really put his grandmother, you know, in the firing range as well, saying that she'd refused to meet him up at Sandringham, and he felt very hurt by that. So I think the point I would make is that when you make these kind of statements about all members of the royal family, the Queen is head of that family. You're taking pot shots at Her Majesty the Queen as well. William made a wonderful joke as Mike Middleton handed his daughter over and gave her away, and he said, "Just a small family wedding, Mike." Thought that was wonderful. The military is everything to William and to Harry. William has since said that he was quite keen to get married in his household cavalry blues frock coat, but the Queen said, "No, you're wearing your Irish Guards. You are the new colonel of the Irish Guards." And that's the one thing he didn't get his way on, and he deferred to Granny. This is what William and Kate do best. They've done all the formal stuff, and now they're meeting the crowds, doing the walkabout. And here you can see they're ready to meet the public. These kind of engagements are where you see them as a brilliant double act. They'll work the crowds, and they'll make sure they get to see as many people as they possibly can. This is Wellesley, the Duke of Cambridge's horse for Trooping the Colour. It'll be the 4th year Prince William has ridden him, and with his star role on the big day, Wellesley must be on his best behaviour. I think the fact that the Queen's favourability has remained so level for so long is just a reflection of the fact that she's a very consistent brand. And I think in a sort of ever-changing world, people put a lot of store by that. Has she got everything right over 70 years? No. Has she done a pretty good job of it? I think most people would say yes. And it's interesting, a lot of Republicans will say they're not a fan of the monarchy and they think it should be abolished, but they admire the Queen.
We shouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we see the service and other elements in tomorrow's processions reflecting all of that.
Well, that's absolutely right, Huw. And doesn't that sound quite familiar in terms of the Prince of Wales as well? We've heard a lot recently about how that relationship, once quite fractured and distant, has mellowed. And Windsor has played a very great part in that. But he went into Buckingham Palace and wanted to change things around. He wanted to understand how the staff worked, how to make their lives better, how to become more efficient, how to make it leaner, a leaner machine. And he was doing that with huge amounts of resistance back in the day. And yet he carried on and he pioneered and he became known as this great moderniser all the way through to his 90s. And I think as much as he would have loathed us talking about his legacy, that is a lasting legacy, I think, of his work right back from the 1950s.